Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share with you my Paris luxury wish list, or you could call it my general updated wish list of 2022. By the time you watch this video, I might already be in Europe because I'm filming this just a few days before I leave for Europe for my honeymoon. And our last destination in Europe is going to be Paris. We're going to have just a few days there, and we've both been to Paris before, so we're still going to do some touristy things that we haven't got around to before, but we're going to have a little bit of time shopping around in Paris, which I'm really excited about because we all know that Paris is one of the best luxury shopping destinations, and some of the designer prices are just so much better in Paris in comparison to the prices in Australia. So I do have quite an extensive list, but obviously I'm not going to buy all of them. But I'll probably come home with a couple of these items. So in no particular order, my first item is a Lady Dior bag from Dior. For as long as I can remember, and probably for my regular viewers, for as long as you can remember, I've had a Lady Dior bag on my wish list. But the Lady Dior bags are not cheap by any means. They retail for over 7,000 Australian dollars here for the smallest size that is in the most basic finish. There were a few versions in the Lady Dior that I really liked, but I just haven't been able to pull the trigger on it just yet. But you guys know I recently bought a couple of items from Dior, including this t-shirt and my Montaigne pouch. So I was browsing the Dior website and I wanted to find out the French prices. And to my surprise, Dior bags are still a lot cheaper to get from France. So for example, I found the Lady Dior, a small size, to be around 7,000 Australian dollars, as opposed to when I converted the French price to AUD, it was over $1,000 cheaper. So for the same small size, the converted price was around 5,800 Australian dollars. Now, considering a lot of designers are actually French, surprisingly, brands like Chanel aren't actually that much cheaper in France. But I found that with Louis Vuitton, it is still a little cheaper to get from France. And also Dior is a lot cheaper. So the Lady Dior being such a classic timeless bag, I think while I'm in Paris, if I come across a color and a finish that I really love, then I may just do it. The second item on my Paris wish list is a Celine denim jacket. You know that when I went shopping recently in Melbourne about 2 months ago, I came across this really cool Celine denim jacket, which was sold out everywhere. This particular jacket was technically from the men's department, but the extra small size that I tried on was a perfect fit for me. I was never so familiar with Celine ready-to-wear before this, but on this particular day that I went into Celine to have a look at their stuff, a lot of their ready-to-wear pieces really stood out to me. I had a beautiful sales associate who helped me and showed me a lot of beautiful ready-to-wear pieces. That was definitely helpful. But I found a new appreciation for Celine jackets. I found Celine jackets in general to be very well priced considering the quality. For example, their tweed jackets in the most classic looking styles priced around 4,900 Australian dollars as opposed to over $10,000 for a similar looking tweed jacket from Chanel. I know Chanel is on a whole other level. They are the original tweed jacket queen, I know that. But if you're just looking for a beautifully made tweed jacket that is still from a well-respected designer brand, I think the Celine tweed jacket is just beautiful. But I just don't personally see myself wearing a tweed jacket very much because on a day-to-day basis, I am a little more casual, and I absolutely love the denim pieces that Celine does. And that particular men's trucker denim jacket that I tried on, I really loved it, but it was sold out everywhere in Australia. So when I go over to Paris, since Celine is a French brand, hopefully they'll have some more stock, or they'll have some new styles that are really similar to that. I also checked out some other newer style denim jackets from actual women's department, and none of them looked as nice as that one. So fingers crossed that I'll find a beautiful Celine denim jacket when I'm over in Paris. Next up, I've got a couple of items on my wish list from Louis Vuitton. So the first item is an agenda in the monogram, either in the size MM or GM, but most likely the MM. So I believe the monogram agendas come in 3 different sizes: the PM, the MM, and the GM. And I do actually own the smallest PM size. I bought this here in Sydney with my bestie, even monogrammed it with my little initials here, and we thought this was some cuter size for our handbags. but I found this to be way too small. I don't actually have any inserts in there because I haven't even been using it. I just have a little random notebook in there that was just small enough to fit in there. But I haven't really been using this, and I think it's because it's just way too small. But I do still love the idea of having a beautiful Louis Vuitton monogram agenda. I am definitely more of a pen to paper girl. I do try to use Google calendars and, you know, phone agenda apps and all of that, but it's just not the same. So currently I'm just using a planner from Kikki.K, which works well, but ultimately I do want a larger size in the monogram agenda, which I could really just buy here in Sydney, but the prices are a little cheaper in France. So when I go over there, I'm gonna have a look at the 2 larger sizes, and hopefully they'll have a monogram one in stock. If you guys own the GM or the MM agenda, also I'd love to hear from you. Let me know which size works really well for you, or which size you chose and why. The other item from LV that I love to check out in Paris is the Capucines bags in the mini size. I once owned a Capucines bag in that beautiful Gallet color, which was a beautiful neutral color, halfway between a beige and a gray. The color was just absolutely stunning in the BB size, which is the second smallest size in the Capucines range, I believe. So there's the mini, there's the BB, there's the PM and the MM, I believe. I'm not sure if there's a GM. I think there used to be, I'm not sure anymore. But the PM size I owned in that elegant Gallet color looked a little too mature and serious for my outfits that I like to wear. So I ended up selling it. Other than the fact that particular bag in that color and size was a little too mature and serious, I still loved the quality of the Capucines bag. So after I sold that Gallet Capucines bag, I checked out some mini Capucines bags from the Louis Vuitton store. And there was this red color that I tried on in the mini size. It looked so hot. And I realized in that sort of a combination of size and color, the Capucines bag can totally be a fun bag that is going to be so much easier for me to incorporate into my outfits and looks and for my occasions. So the Capucines bag made its way back into my wish list. And again, the prices are just so much cheaper in France. I didn't know this until recently, but the Capucines bags had a huge price increase. I thought it was just LV's canvas pieces that saw crazy price increases, but no, these Capucines bags had at least 30% price increase. So the smallest mini size in Australia now retails for $8,850 for the most basic leather finish. If it has some embellishments, obviously it's gonna cost well over $9,000, but the French pricing for the exact same bag is 4,500 euros, which converts to around 6,600 Australian dollars. So if I find my perfect color combination in Paris, I'm going to save at least 2,000 Australian dollars, and that is at least 25% cheaper than the price here in Sydney. So even though the Capucines bag is not high up on my wish list in terms of priority, while I'm there, if the right one comes across, I'm definitely gonna consider it. Next up, I do want something from Chanel, the original 31 Rue Cambon store. We all know if you purchase something from there, you get the exclusive white packaging. I mean, I'm just being silly. Obviously, I don't want to buy something just for the packaging, but I do want to buy a pair of ballet flats from Chanel. The classic Chanel ballet flats also have been on and off my wish list for years now. And I think the main reason why it keeps coming on and off my wish list is because I think that it is such a timeless design, and a design that I can even wear in my old age, that I don't feel that urgency to purchase one of these pairs right now, but I still think that they are a beautiful pair of shoes that are really timeless and just so elegant. And these ballet flats come in many different finishes and colors and materials as well. So while I'm over in Paris, if I come across a combination that I absolutely love that works with my wardrobe, I am so going to pick one up from the 31 Rue Cambon store. And the bonus will be that it'll come in that beautiful exclusive white packaging. And this is not technically on my wish list, but I'm also going to check out some of their scarves. You guys may have seen from my shopping vlog from Melbourne, I tried on this beautiful neutral colored cashmere scarf from Chanel. I thought that was beautiful, but I ultimately didn't buy it because I do have a few scarves already. I kind of regret not buying one. So when I'm over there, I'm gonna have a look at the scarf section as well. And if there's one that I really like in that similar material, because that cashmere scarf was so soft to touch, it was just so luxurious, then I'm definitely going to consider buying one from over there. In terms of everything else in Chanel, I'm not really interested in their bags anymore. I find their ready-to-wear crazy expensive. So with my ready-to-wear, I'd like to keep to my mid-range brands or even brands like Hermes and Celine, because I find their ready-to-wear pieces a lot more reasonably priced for high-end designer quality. And for bags, I'll probably just stick to my Birkins and Kellys, which leads me to my next item on my wish list. Of course, I am going to try and see if I can get a leather appointment at an Hermes store in Paris. And I'm going to try and get myself a Birkin 25 in a neutral color. You guys know my ultimate dream bag is the gold on gold, which is that beautiful tan brown color that Hermes does so well with the gold hardware. I just think that that color combination is so timeless. And that sort of tan brown works really well with everything that I wear. And for our climate, it is a perfect warm neutral. But you know, in Paris, you can't always be really specific. They usually ask for some different options that you will be happy to consider. Obviously, I'm not gonna be so set on gold, but the taupe color bag has really grown on me. I bought for my mum this year for her birthday a garden party bag in the size 30 in the taupe color, because I thought that would be a really nice neutral for mum. But I always thought the taupe was somewhat of a more mature color, similar to the Louis Vuitton Capucin's Gallet color. So I never considered that color for myself. I always thought a more cool tone gray will be nicer for me. But when I saw the taupe color garden party bag in person, and the more and more I see it, I realized I actually really love the taupe color. So I'll definitely ask for any taupe as well, or even a fun pop of color mini Kelly bag. I have been loving my mini Kelly in the black with gold hardware so much that if I could have a really fun color, why not? So these are the 3 types of bags that I will ask for, but obviously only if I can get an appointment. And I'm not really going to spend too much time trying to score a bag, because at the end of the day, it is our honeymoon. I want to enjoy myself. Obviously, we're gonna try and get an appointment. Ultimately, I know that my sales associate here in Sydney will help with my next wish list bag. It's just a matter of time. I may have to wait a little while to get the bag that I really want, but I know that he is going to try his best to get me my dream bag. And the other thing is, I'm actually quite happy with my Birkin and Kelly collection as it stands right now. I have some beautiful bags, so I'm not too fussed if I don't end up getting a Birkin or a Kelly when I'm in Paris, but of course I'm there. I'm gonna try. I'll leave my original 2022 luxury wishlist video on screen if you haven't checked it out already at the beginning of the year. And I'm actually more excited to see the Lady Dior bags, the Capucin's bags, you know, because I don't actually have those bags in my collection. Obviously, you know, they're a lot cheaper than a Birkin or a Kelly as well. So whatever happens, happens with these bags. But moving on with some other items that I'm really interested to buy from Hermes when I'm over there, because Hermes prices are generally so much lower in France as well. In Australia, everything's a little more expensive. So I've been eyeing these Farandor drop earrings for the longest time in the rose gold. They are so dainty and so beautiful. I love Hermes rose gold as well. So Hermes Australia website always has the stud versions, but I can never find the drop one. But you guys know one of my style inspo is Miss Rach from Instagram, who is my good friend that I met through Instagram as well. So she has those drop earrings, and I think that they look so elegant and beautiful and very subtle as well. And mind you, very well priced for a designer fine jewelry drop earrings. And I know Paris usually has a lot more stock of fine jewelry than anywhere else in the world. So that pair of earrings I am definitely going to look out for. I also have been wanting to buy some knee-high boots from Hermes with a Kelly buckle on the side, but preferably with a bit of a block heel. A couple of years ago, there was a style called Story Boots that Hermes produced, which my bestie got in Paris actually 3 years ago. And that style is one of my favorite boot styles from Hermes, but that was a seasonal piece and they're not doing that style anymore. They only have the jumping boots, which are exactly the same, but just with the flat heels. I still love the flat heeled version as well. They look so effortlessly chic. So I will definitely consider those as well. But if they have some version of knee-high boots with a bit of a block heel, I'll be so excited. And if I find a style that is really similar to the story boots that they did a couple of years ago, I'm definitely getting a pair of those in Paris. Since I'll only probably have a day or two to shop in Paris, I think that is more than enough items for me to check out. I think this list is going to keep me very busy. So for the time being, that is everything on my wish list. If you have any suggestions for me, as well, you have to check this out while you're in Paris. Do let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you so much for watching and spending some of your precious time with me today. And I can't wait to see you again soon in my next video. Bye guys.